do this.
You should start making them, and then YouTube will pay you because as many views, how many views you need, and then they can.
I think over 1 million. This is slow. Yeah. Okay, I apologize for this. It's just this is being slow today. Okay, so you see that you have your x and y here, right? And then you have a line, right? If you look at this line is intersecting both the x-axis and the y-axis, right? So if I look at this, the line, the red line, is intersecting the x-axis and is also intersecting the y-axis, yeah? So basically, if I can find both the x and the y intercept, I can graph my line, okay? Now, the question is, how do I find my x and y intercept, all right? To find the x and y intercept, you need to, if you look at this right here, which is called the x-intercept, the x-intercept has a value for x. So let's say this value is -2, for example, right? It has a value of -2 for the x. What's the value of the y here? 0, because it's on the x-axis, right? And if I look at the y-intercept, the value for the x is 0, and the value of the y is whatever the y is. So let's say this is 1, 2, 3, okay? So if you look at this, for the x-intercept, the value of the y is 0. And for the y-intercept, the value of the x is 0, okay? So that's going to always be the case. Anytime you're looking for the x-intercept, the value of y is going to be 0. And anytime you're going to look for the y-intercept, the value for the x is 0, okay? So for me, if I have an equation like this, and I want to find the 2 points, the x and the y-intercept, all what I have to do is to find the x-intercept, what do I plug in for y? I plug in y equals 0. And to find the y-intercept, what do I do? X equals 0. This, you have to remember this. There is no other way for me to explain it other than looking at the graph. You see that graph? That's the visual part for you, okay? So if I want to find the x-intercept, I have to plug in y equals 0. So basically what I have to do, I have 3x plus 2y minus 5 equal to 0. I'm going to have to replace the y with a 0, okay? So that is 3x plus 2 times 0 minus 5 equals to 0. So what I did so far is I replaced that y with a value of 0. Now I'm going to have to do BEDMAS, all right? And I'm going to have to solve for x. So if I want to simplify this, 2 times 0 is 0, yeah? And then minus 5 equals 0. Are we okay with this so far? Now to isolate for x, what do I do? So I have 3x minus 5 equals 0. To isolate for that x, what do I do? Take negative 5 to the other side, it becomes plus 5. And then divide by 3. So x equals 5 over 3.
I was just going to bring the first one.
Okay.
The booklet.
Do you want to wait for me so I can give you the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one?
no
Okay.
problem. Okay.
Are you guys okay with this? So basically, I found that my x-intercept is at 5 over 3, which is what's 5 over 3, if you do that on the calculator? 1.6. Okay? Now to find the y-intercept, what did we say we have to plug in for x? X is 0. So now in this case, I'm going to replace x with 0. So I have 3 times 0 plus 2y minus 5 equals 0. 3 times 0 is 0. So this is gone. And I have 2y minus 5 equals 0. Again, in this case, I'm solving for y. To solve for y, I bring the negative 5 over, and that becomes 5. And then divide by 2, which is 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So now I found both my x and my y-intercept. So all what I have to do is I have to locate them. So x equals 6. So let's say 1.6 is about here. And then y is 2.5. So it's about here. I have my 2 points. Then I can graph my line. Pretend that these are passing through the points, please. It doesn't want to erase. Okay? All right? So the key point here, guys, is to find the x-intercept, you plug y equals 0. To find the y-intercept, you plug x equals 0. This is the key point. And then you're going to have to solve for the other letter. Okay? Now, can you guys do that question that's still left from this lesson?